Hey all. You are now in the elephant graveyard of Pride Rockland. This is Rich from Unlimited Cards. If you are here, you are way into the shadows. You have strayed off of the beaten path and very far from where everybody hangs out. So I'll put a couple, let me just start actually by talking about, I think we need some eye candy, right? Let's grab a couple of these. There we go. Eye candy for you guys while we talk. Boom. Hope the lighting's all right. If not, well, we're in the shadows. That's my excuse. So I just wanted to start out with kind of like how Magic was created. Just like a quick lowdown. Number one, when they created Magic, obviously they didn't know what the demand was, and so they printed a lot less than they do nowadays. Nowadays they know the demand. So everybody knows like what Magic is that's in the trading card world, what it does, rarity, values of certain cards, things like that. But back then, people didn't know. And they printed a lot less of it. But another issue that a lot of people don't talk about is the different problems that they had. So like, for example, Circle of Protection Black or Volcanic Island were omitted out of the first set. It wasn't meant to be. Like when you're first creating a game, mistakes are going to happen. Nowadays, probably people could create that artificially to create artificial rarity versus like actually creating problems without realizing it, and that creates reality or rarity as well. It really doesn't matter one or the other. The point being is that people love rarity. So there was a couple issues that happened over Magic's history. I'm not going to go over all of them, obviously, but one of them was when Revised came out. Revised was like this watered down version of these powerful sets without the Moxen. You know, they still had the dual lands because the utility of those were really well done. But when they created Revised, the problem being, something on that card. The problem being with these cards is, did I just knock the camera? You guys still there? The problem being with these cards is you can tell by the colors, it's almost like a little bit of a faded look, right? Here, let me grab, and I'm pulling these out anyway. No, let me grab one that actually looks like, here we go. Let's take these off screen. Right, is this it? This isn't the same one. Here we go. So there's Unlimited, right? They both have the lines. I know the lighting's a little off, but I think you guys can tell this one's obviously a little darker, right? So the Unlimited ones, the colors are bolder. And when they made the Revised, it showed up as pretty watered down, and there were issues. So, for example, the Serendib Efreet showed up as an If Biff Efreet. So you have like If Biff Efreet with like the 2 and a blue casting costs up in the corner. There were issues with the Revised set. And so here's what this video is about. In the summer of 1994, they decided to make a set that kind of just like would fix the errors of Revised. And so they didn't call it this. This was a term that was coined by people over time. But Summer Magic was created like that summer. And they were fixing a few different problems. So like number one, people were really upset about like cultural sensitivity even way back then. The pentagram that was on the forehead and the chest of the demonic tutor was a big problem for people. You have unholy armor too, the pentagram. And especially with like religion being a powerful force in our life, whether you like it or not, it's still there. And a lot of people had a lot of trouble with seeing those pentagrams. You know, this game was considered the devil's game, and a lot of that would just get thrown out, which, you know, added to the rarity of these items that are out there. But when they redid the revised set, and they were going to name it, you know, whatever they were going to name it, some core set, and it was like a revised, you know, and they redid it, but they still had problems. They took off the pentagram from the forehead of the demonic tutor, devil there, and he still had it on the chest. They fixed the Serendib Efreet there, but had a problem where, you know, they put down the wrong artist, so they still had problems. And what Wizard said was like we got to be done with these problems. We can't just keep putting out sets of problems, because that was the whole point, was putting out a clean game, not creating problems for rarity. Like back then, nobody really knew. It was just, let's make the game clean. And so they destroyed this core set that they made in 1994. And it's really interesting because they destroyed most of it, but a few boxes, just a few, made it into circulation. And so there's this thing out there called Summer Magic that's very rare, that a lot of people don't really know about, I think. And frankly, when you go out on the market and you look for Summer Magic cards, you'll see maybe one, maybe two for sale during that year, and it's probably going to get gobbled up by someone because the rarity is so low. I mean, the amount in circulation of any cards, even some of the common cards, are lower than like a Black Lotus or one of the Moxen from Alpha. So, I mean, that's my guess, since only a few boxes are in circulation. It's a very shady market. It's very manipulative. It's so rare. People can demand whatever price. Every now and then I see one of those cards and just astronomical prices. I believe you could probably get like a common for like $500 as a good deal maybe, but they go up for thousands, tens of thousands, these cards. And the way you can kind of tell is it has the 1994 down at the bottom. The reason why I wanted to make this video is I was poking around online a little while ago, and I saw someone put up a Summer Magic card. And what card did they put up? I believe, was it a Plateau? I think it was a Plateau. I don't know. And they said Summer Magic. And there was a picture of this exact card. I'm looking at this and I'm like, dude, okay, the person that's putting this up there obviously has no idea what they're doing. And the person that buys that, hoping that it's Summer Magic, has no idea what they're doing. So why don't we make a video here to kind of talk about the differences between the two. So we got revised and we got unlimited. Boom! Big difference. Both plateaus. See the difference? Can you guys tell? I'm kidding. It's different artwork. How about this? We'll do this. Let's grab a couple more. Let's see. Ooh, this one really will show here. Here we go. You get the darker, the Bayou. Okay. Wow. I did not do good with the camera here. Okay, let's start with Scrublands. So, differences between revised and unlimited. I mentioned Summer Magic because of that thing that I saw online. But I want to get into just revised and unlimited here. And the big reason, the Summer Magic will have the 1994 at the bottom. So that's like a very good telltale sign. The colors also are bolder than revised. That was a big issue that they wanted to fix with revised. But with these two, a lot of people get these wrong. And this is where a lot of money is made or lost. Because, and there are times when I've bought unlimited cards and people send me revised, and I have to reach out to them and let them know that they're wrong, because there's a huge difference in the price. And I don't think many of the population knows the differences between these. So you have bolder colors, and really to kind of tell these kind of things, buy from a trusted source. I'm not shilling for myself here. Buy from a big store out there. I don't sell these things. Buy from some store out there that is going to give you like the right card. Pay a little extra and get a couple of them if you're looking to buy these kind of things, so you can understand the differences. All right, bolder. Look at the bolder text. Look at how the two text box are way different, right? You got bolder, bigger letters, and there's a lot less being said. They cured a lot of the stuff here of like what the text said. But also look at the tap symbol. There we go. See that tap symbol right there? It says tap here for unlimited. Big difference. I mean, let's look at, the two plateaus. Tap symbol. It says tap right here. Okay? Bayou. Tap symbol. It says tap here. And what's funny right now? These cards are not far from each other's value. I was looking at this like a long time ago, or recently, actually, from a long time ago to now, which is recent. And for a while now, these have been right around the same price. I mean, for example, you might get this for like $250. This is like $500 to $700, right? So it's a big price difference. But in all reality, when you think about it, the rarity, this is so much rarer than this. And these are harder to find. This is unlimited. These are harder to find, like, better looking copies of. This is a pretty good, oh yeah, it's got some wear on the back, so yeah. This one, oh yeah, look at that wear. You can see it right there. These cards, this is so much rarer, and yet it's only twice the price of this. Personally, these are one of my favorites to buy. If you're looking for dual lands, I mean, frankly, no one could care about vintage anymore. We could just completely lose the market. But if you were to go into this market and you like buying these things, I mean, unlimited is so much rarer. It doesn't make sense that these are so close in price to these. Back in 2021, people were saying that these should be, a couple thousand. This should be 1,000, right? Something like that. Just things are so cheap in the vintage Magic world right now. But you also have bolder colors. Revised had a watered down color. I think it's noticeable here to see the color differences. And these bolder colors are beautiful. I mean, look at that card. It pops. Versus this, it kind of hides. It fades away. But neither one of these are Summer Magic. I don't own any Summer Magic. I don't think I ever want to own Summer Magic. I think it's overpriced. I don't understand the value of it. That's for somebody else out there. And I'm sure people have a few pieces. And frankly, as the years go by, maybe 100 years from now, each of those cards is worth $1 million. Who knows? But I prefer this kind of stuff. I prefer the ones that have a slightly more amount in circulation there. It provides opportunity at times. But yeah, none of these are Summer Magic. Beautiful, huh? I think Unlimited, Unlimited cards, I think Unlimited is one of the most underrated sets in vintage Magic. It's the only white border. I mean, there's revised too, but out of the ones that have the rarer numbers. Now it's more, this is like 16 times more than Alpha out there, but Alpha is just so expensive for some people. You know, if you really truly want to buy into rarity. And frankly, buying revised is not that bad of a deal. These are dual lands. I mean, you know, except for Magic 30, they're not going to get reprinted. And they're playable. These can be played in Commander, one of the biggest formats in Magic. The biggest format. These can be played in you know, vintage, modern. And so there's a high demand of people wanting to play these. And at the same time, there's a lot of rarity. These are beautiful cards. I love, like, no other card has this. Beautiful. That right there with the different colors there, the spiral maze in the text box is iconic. But it's no Summer Magic, and so I think that person out there, I mean, maybe it was a misclick, but frankly, a lot of people just don't understand this stuff. They don't know what Summer Magic is. They don't know how to tell the difference between revised and unlimited. And with constant new people flooding into this game, it's just going to keep happening. I mean, it may breed opportunity out there for some people, but for others, I mean, it's going to hurt when you make a mistake, either in selling or buying. Anyways, little tidbit. This video went way longer than I wanted it to go. Here's some eye candy, a few dual lands for you. Yeah, I'm not gonna put. Yeah, we'll put one more. How about that? Tropical Island. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cards. I'm gonna keep buying. And hope this video helps.